This is Pastor Jim Gunther, and this church has been now open. It'll be 5 years in December.
Yes, we've been here at this location since December of 18.
That's great. And you have an architectural drawing here. People were familiar with the area, and we are off of Summer Street in Lee, and people have seen this when it was a school, when it was an old mansion on the grounds. And so now you are converting this, and so we'd like to take people on a tour, show them what you've done, show them the progress, and invite them to your community as well.
Great. Well,
so we'll go in and we
wonderful.
can sit down and you can talk about your church.
Thank you.
And so here you are. We have this beautiful church that we are coming into.
God has blessed us.
Yes, I think
given
so.
us this property to be able to develop and start the church right here.
Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about, I brought a sheet with the dates so we can talk a little bit more about the dates. And well, before this church was built, you had your services at the Spectrum Playhouse,
Yes,
which is across the street from the library, and in St. George's Episcopal Church. And then that lasted for a while. And in November, after a few months, you were elected the church's first pastor.
Yes.
That's correct. And then you began Sunday morning services at the Spectrum. And then finally in 2016, you purchased this property, which is 87 Summer Street. And this building was very familiar to lots of people. It was in great disrepair.
Yes, it was.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you found here?
Yes, this was originally a gymnasium. And when we came in, it was in terrible shape. The ceiling that is here, which is so beautiful now, was all black with mold and mildew, and bats were living in here. It was really a problem. So we actually used Clorox to clean the wood, and then pressure washed it, and then polyurethaned it so that it became what it is now. And of course the walls we just had to completely rebuild. The beams that are holding up the roof were here, and they also were just cleaned, so we had to do that. And then of course had a concrete slab floor, so we put this nice floor here so that it's a little bit better for the children and youth as they play here.
So other than church services, this is really a multifunctional room.
Yes, it was designed.
building.
It was designed for that. So, and that's helped a lot with youth ministry especially. But also we've had children's ministry to where that this was a game room.
Well, that's okay. That's whatever way to get young people involved is a wonderful thing. So then, not until December did you have your first service in this worship center.
December of 18. So it took us close to 3 years from the time we purchased the property until we could actually move here and have our services here.
And I remember that you had a lot of help.
Yes,
when
we
this
did.
was
We had a lot of churches from different parts of the country to come in and at their expense to come in and help us to do the construction work on the property. So it helped the people here quite a bit because we were too small to be able to get this accomplished.
And who did the design work? Did you have was it a local architect, or how did you decide?
We used S&K. They were the ones that were our architects and worked with us to try to get us where we are now. So they presented the plans to us, and that's what we followed.
That's great. So, and then finally, you have a new constitution and bylaws adopted, and then you had a celebration in 2022 in March of the Constitution. So now what's been happening with this church?
Okay, so that was our service to where we basically became independent. Before that, we had been sponsored by New Life Fellowship in Pittsfield.
Right.
And they were supporting us both with finances and different things, but we came to the point to where that we were able to be self-supporting, self-governing, and this type thing. So that happened in March of 22, and so we had a big celebration of that. But as far as programming, of course, we have our worship service every Sunday morning at 9:30 to where we open up for that, and then following that we'll have a time of fellowship, and then we have some adult Sunday school type classes that take place after that. So that's on Sunday morning, and then we have a men's group that meets on Monday night, a group of both men and women on Tuesday night that meet here, and also a Tuesday morning group of ladies that meets here. And then on Thursday night we have another group that's coming in that's both men and ladies. So very well attended.
Are those religious study groups, or are they social groups? Or is
No, they are. These are all aimed toward helping the people grow in their faith. So it's more discipleship in the faith that we are working with. So one of the studies on Thursday evening, it's a study that right now that we're doing that more or less is a survey of kind of look at the major themes of the Bible and come through. So it's a video type study, and people are really responding well to that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So about how many people, how many members do you have in this church?
We have about 60 members on any particular Sunday. It ranges, but for instance, this Sunday we had 87 people here. So during the summer we got as much. We were up to as much as 106. So the church has grown, but there are weeks to where people are away for one reason or another, and it may drop into the upper 50s. But so it's somewhat.
And the winter must go down as well.
Not particularly, because people are still, they're not traveling at that time of year, so they tend to come here. So we make sure and have the long driveway plowed and make it to where it's possible for them to come in. So this winter's really not bad for us at all.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about your church area in the front and your musical area?
Okay. Yes, we have the stage, which is where that I preach from, as well as where the worship team leads us. And so that is there. Behind that is a baptistry that we have that is built in, so that when someone wants to declare their faith through baptism after they've come to faith in Christ, they want to be baptized, and then so we can fill that tank up, and we baptize by immersion, of course. And so it's quite a bit of water that has to go in there, and is quite an experience. But we wanted to have a built-in baptistry so that all the church might be able to celebrate that together. So we always do that on Sunday mornings when we have that opportunity. So
is that for adults in this church?
It's primarily adults and children that are old enough to make a decision for Christ themselves. So it may be a child that's 10 years old, 12 years old. We baptized a gentleman a few weeks back that was 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
So it varies as far as who it is, and so each person, once they have come to faith in Christ, made a decision for Christ, then they can declare that through baptism.
And I understand you have some quite wonderful music here as well.
We do. Chip Winters, of course, is our music leader, and currently he has 5 people on his worship team, so it's good, and we have others that are interested in joining, so he's building quite a program. And of course we have an AV team to where that we're on Facebook and YouTube and have our own church app and all of that. So we've moved into that new generation that I don't know a whole lot about, but I like the fact that it's getting it out there.
Yeah, not only get it out there, but people that can't make it can join in as well.
Absolutely.
However they can come. Yes, that's
in
great.
fact, one week my wife and I had tested positive for COVID. We had to stay home. So we got to watch it.
That's good.
Watch it on Facebook and see what was going on here. So.
Well, that's pretty nice. So, and then you use this room also for the young people, and they're playing basketball. And
yes, the teenagers are here on Friday nights, and so they take over the space. Nothing else happens on Friday evenings, but yes, so they play basketball, ping pong, whatever the youth minister wants to do with them, and they reserve a time for Bible study as well. So
very nice. That's great. So would you like to tell us a little bit more or show us a little bit about some of the classrooms?
I could be glad to show you the classrooms. We only have 3 classrooms are mainly pretty much preschool area. We have younger children that are in one of them right now, but it's designed for preschoolers. And then we hope that we can move into the mansion when we get it, where it's all fixed up, at least a portion of it, so that we can have children's classes there.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a look at the mansion, what's going on in there too, because that's probably of great interest to people who have seen it also in great disrepair.
Well, it's in progress, and so you'll see
But things are coming along, and in 5 years, this is a wonderful place.
It is.
And then this past week or last week, down came the dorms.
Yes.
Or dorm, which people also saw in great disrepair, and now it's opened up this beautiful view to the mountains.
It is.
So
we were glad to get it down, and so we will be cleaning off that concrete slab and making that to where it'll be outdoor sports type of games, outdoor basketball and different things that we'll do there. We're still in process of knowing what we're going to do with it. But it's 10,000 square feet of concrete slabs, so a lot of possibilities.
That's a great piece of real estate to,
yes,
for lots of planning. Yes. So, did you have a summer program as well for kids?
We have Vacation Bible School for children during the summer. We also had a sports camp here that we partnered with New Life Church to put on a sports camp during the summer. So those were our 2 big events for children during the summer. So I'd love to show you the classrooms we have back here for the children.
Right.
And
so we'll look at this first one. One of the things that this church, and I think that you're trying to do, is interest families to come into this area.
Yes.
And bring the children and be part of their experience. So this is one of the classrooms, and this is for the younger or for the little older.
This is our oldest group. It's basically your 1st through 3rd grade that come in here, and so we try to make it to where that they are excited about being here. And so the material that we use and the way we deal with them, because we feel like if they're excited about coming, their parents will bring them and be here with them. And so that's a great thing, because we live in such a day that now, due to COVID, a lot of people stay home and watch something on the screen. Well, that doesn't do anything for the children.
No, it doesn't.
So to get them here so that they will say it's worth getting up, getting everybody ready, coming to church, we wanted to do something that would be exciting for the kids. That's what our goal is.
The teens use this also on occasion?
Well, this particular room, the teenagers come in here on Friday nights after they've done their activities outside, and when they're ready to do their serious part, they come in here so that's a little bit more contained, a little different environment, so that they get serious about what they're talking about.
That sounds good. So let's look at, we have a mother's room and a nursery to show also. So we'll walk down here.
There is a preschool room next door, and then next to that is our. So this is the nursery. This is where our little bitty ones come, and so you can see that.
You're well equipped.
Yes, yes. The moms
great.
make sure that that's true, and the nursery workers, so that the kids have plenty to keep them occupied.
And so also the service is going on at the same time?
Not in here. This television is so that they might be able to show a video, songs, whatever. But in the mother's room, where that a mom that needs to be alone with the baby can come, then that has a television that is connected so that she can watch the service. We don't do that in the classrooms because we don't want the teachers to be watching the service. We want them to be watching the children.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, we'll take a look at the mother's room. This is a special room, and this is great. And the mothers have a space to come. Okay. And so now we'll look at the mother's room, and we have well-equipped space for mothers and their babies, and can deal with their babies during the service and also take part in the service.
Yeah, they can watch what's going on because that's cast to here, and take care of their baby that's here. So just one mom at a time coming back here. So, but the mothers love this space so that they can be a part of it and yet take care of the child.
So now it's just about starting to rain, but that's okay, and we'll walk over to the mansion. And we now, which is now surrounded, and which always was, by this huge rock wall.
Yes.
Okay. This was so neglected, so this is really coming
Yes,
along.
it was.
It's got beautiful bones to it and beautiful.
It does. And
It
we had
will
a man come in last week to look at the windows and
Yeah.
try to begin to see what we need to do with those. And
too. But this is the mansion. This was a grand mansion in its time, and now it's being put back together again and being made ready for future activities.
our goal is to make it as much as possible like it was originally, so that we're trying to restore it, not just completely do it over, you know. So we're trying to do that. So we're stripping paint, we're doing a variety of things in here, but it's quite a process. It's going
is.
to take quite a while to get it all done, but it's a lot better shape than it was when we bought
yes.
the property.
That's for
There's been
sure.
a lot of progress. So.
Another room, beautiful fireplace that was left behind.
This was the library in the old mansion. So we've trying to restore it. There's a lot that has to be done to it. So.
It's really fabulous, and fabulous windows. I love this bay window, and it's just beautiful.
We're wanting it to be to where that we can have children's classes in here, and you know, as I said, we're a ways away from it. We have a lot to do yet, but we've begun, and so we'll see how long it takes us to get it accomplished.
I'm sure it'll get done. I'm sure it'll be spectacular when it is done. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a beautiful old property, that's for sure.
Yes, I think in the archives of the library there's some photos with some grand activities outside, which were.
We have a copy of a brochure from the 50s when this place was a resort.
Oh, okay.
And so we know a little bit about what it looked like originally. And so we're still working to try to, step by step, do what we need to do. So.
Well, we'll just take a look yet at the staircase.
It's all the floors. I mean, you get no squeaking in these floors. But
these floors must have been beautiful in their day. But look at the
I think
stairway. This is a beautiful, and the windows here.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice. We hope to strip all this back down to its original stain, and we know it's going to be beautiful. It's nice now, but it will be beautiful then.
It is stunning. This house really has great potential to what you can do with it.
Well, it was very neglected for a long time, so time has a habit of destroying, so that's certainly what has taken place with it. But.
Well, we really appreciate you bringing us on tour, and so we'll come back again at another time.
Yes, if you wait a couple of years, I'm sure this place will look quite a bit different than it does now.
This has really been a very nice tour. Thank you so much.
Well,
I'm sure the people will be very interested to see what's been going on here and what wonderful work you've done.
Well, we've had people stop by that have asked just to look through it, so we love to give tours and let them know what's taking place here.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.